Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum everyone. Hope you all are doing good. Do like, subscribe and follow the channel. In the last two lectures, we studied the digital data communication and its factors of effectiveness, that is delivery, accuracy and timeliness. We also studied the components of computer communication systems, that is the sender and receiver devices, protocols, messages and medium, along with the block diagrams. Then we studied the types of transmission modes, for example, simplex, half duplex, and full duplex, along with topologies and their categorization. Today we are going to further study the topology types and network types in detail. So let's begin. The rules or standards for connecting various devices in a network for the effective data transfer between those devices are known as topology. Topologies are categorized into four types: mesh, star, bus, and ring topology. Let's see their details one by one. So the very first topology is mesh topology. In mesh topology, every device has a dedicated point-to-point link to every other device. The term dedicated means that each link carries traffic only between two devices that it connects together. Let's see a diagram for better understanding. So, in the diagram, each device has a dedicated link of communication with the other device. This formation is known as mesh topology. Mesh topology offers several advantages over other network topologies. For example, the top most important advantage of mesh topology is the use of dedicated link that guarantees that each connection carry its own data. Thus, it eliminates the traffic problem on a single link, as well as the dedicated link means that the data transferred between two devices is hidden from all other devices. That means the data that is shared between station 1 and station 5 devices is hidden from all the 4, 3 and 2 station devices. The second one is star topology. In star topology, each device has a dedicated point-to-point link with the central controller, which is usually called a hub. That means all the devices are directly connected with the hub, but none of the devices are directly linked with each other. The basic difference between the mesh and star topology is this, that in mesh topology, all the devices are directly linked with each other, whereas in star topology, none of the devices are directly linked with each other. Let's see their block diagram. So here we have a star topology block diagram. All the devices are connected to a hub, and the hub is the one that is connected to all the other devices. And no two devices are connected to each other directly. If one device wants to send the data to another, the device will send the data to the controller or the main hub, which then relays the data to the other connected device. A star topology is less expensive as compared to a mesh topology because it requires less number of the links. In star, each device only needs one link and one I/O port to connect it to a number of other devices in the network. Whereas in mesh topology, a single device requires as many links as the number of the devices it wants to connect itself. Bus topology. In bus topology, all devices are connected to the transmission medium as a backbone. Here we have a single transmission medium, this particular line, with which all the devices are connected as a backbone. In bus topology, there must be a terminator at each end of the bus, right here, the terminators at each end of the bus, to avoid signal reflections which may distort the original signal that is being sent by a device. This signal is sent in both directions, but some buses are unidirectional as well. Bus topology was one of the first topologies used in the early local area network designs. Ethernet LANs can use a bus topology, but they are less popular today. The last one is ring topology. In ring topology, each device has a dedicated point-to-point connection with only two devices on either side of it. Let's say a block diagram to understand it better. So here we have the devices forming a ring, and each device is connected to only two devices on either sides of it. So this particular device is linked with this and this. So in ring topology, a signal is passed along the ring in one single direction from device to device. Until the signal reaches its destination, each device will pass the signal to the next. So, in other words, each device in the ring incorporates a repeater. Whenever a device in the ring receives a signal intended for another device, its repeater regenerates the bits and passes them along the ring. A ring is relatively easy to install and reconfigure. Each device is linked to only its immediate neighbors, either physical or logical neighbors. To add or delete a device, only two connections are to be changed that belongs to the devices on either sides of the deleting machine. So that was the ring topology. So we have studied mesh, bus, star, and the ring topology. Computer network. A large number of computers are interconnected by copper wire, fiber optic cable, microwaves, or infrared, or maybe through satellite forms a network together. A system consisting of connected nodes made to share data, hardware, and software is actually called a computer network. So, why do we actually need the networking? There are three main reasons as to why we need to establish networks between the devices. The very first one and the important one is resource sharing. Resource sharing, which is also considered as the primary goal of the computer network. For example, several different PCs can be connected to a single expensive line printer. So all of the connected PCs are actually sharing a single resource, that is an expensive line printer. The second is information sharing. Information on a single computer can be accessed by other computers in the same network. Duplicate of data file on separate PCs can be avoided, but it also makes the data highly insecure as well in the absence of security protocols. The third one is communication. When several PCs are connected to each other, messages can be sent and received among them. From a remote location, a mobile salesman can relay important messages to the central office regarding some new orders. Relevant databases are updated and the business commitments are easily fulfilled with effective communication. So, we need networking for resource sharing, information sharing, and communication. Then, types of computer networks. There are mainly three different types of computer networks. The first one is LAN or local area network. So local area networks are used to connect networking devices that are in a very close geographical area, such as a floor of a building or a building itself, or maybe a university campus. WAN or wide area network. Wide area networks are used to connect LANs or local area networks together. Typically, wide area network or WANs are used when the local area networks are the must be connected are separated by a large distance. For example, a university campus should be connected to its head office. So there inside a university campus, we will have a local area network. But to connect the university campuses with its head office, we will have wide area networks. Last one is metropolitan area network. So metropolitan area networks are type of a hybrid between local area networks and wide area networks. The necessary equipment for data transmission. So we need cables and connectors to link different computers, printers, servers, and other network equipment together to ensure the data transmission between them. We need routers or switches to manage network traffic or ensuring the devices that are connected with each other can communicate with each other as well. Wireless access points. We may use wireless access points that allow people to connect to the network wirelessly. Network card. Network card is an electronic device that connects a computer to a computer network, usually a local area network or a wide area network. It is kind of a computer hardware piece. Modem. A modem, also known as modulator demodulator device. A modem is a device that modulates an analog signal to encode digital information and then demodulates the signal to decode the transmitted information. Here we have some certain applications of the networks. So we have electronic data interchanges, teleconferencing, etc., financial services, marketing and sales, reservations of airlines or maybe trains, theaters or buses, telemedicine, ATMs, internet banking, etc. So in these lectures, we have studied the computer networks at a very brief level. We have studied the different factors affecting the data communication between digital devices. We have seen different topologies. Then we have seen different applications of computer networks, different type of networks and different type of network components. Hope these lectures have helped you to understand the computer communication. Have a good day everyone. Allah Hafiz.